بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. This is the third video. The last video we discussed in short the solution how we can have a better Muslim community in Fukuoka, and we said that because of things confusing and it's very hard to understand the future of Islam and An-Nur Islamic Center, we suggested that three Japanese brothers to take over the responsibility of president and imam and the staff, as we said before, the staff to fix the problems or the misunderstanding with our neighbors. Today's video is about answering one important question we often hear brothers and sisters ask. When you come to Fukuoka, probably you may heard about Emirates, Embassy and Masjid. So the question is, does Masjid Fukuoka belong to Emirates Embassy or Muslim community? To answer this question, we need to read a little bit the history of An-Nur Islamic Center. We said before that the project started in 1989 and the masjid finished and inaugurated in 2009. During this period, Kyushu University students and businessmen, mainly Pakistani and others, worked very hard to collect money. This money, built this money bought the land. And the amount collected to buy the land was 55 million yen, little bit less or more. So this amount was enough to buy the land. So this is to conclude about the land, that the land has been bought by Muslim community. You may have information or not, but the system of buying land and mosque, the community living in a specific city, try to have a good organization, and they may send some brothers to many parts of Japan, especially where there are mosques, to collect money. By this way, and the efforts of Muslim living in Fukuoka, they could buy the land without the Emirates Embassy. And then they projected the plan of the masjid, the building, to many parts of the world, including Emirates. And then when the one copy of the plan reached one mother who belongs to the ruling family in Emirates, the mother decided to finance the masjid because she was looking for a place or somewhere to sponsor a masjid or to build a masjid. Alhamdulillah, we got that chance that mother was willing to finance the masjid. And then the question was about how to build the masjid through the Emirates Embassy. The money was follow up until the building was built and inaugurated in 2009. So the main question is, does the Emirates Embassy interfere in deciding the committee membership in Fukuoka or not? The answer is not. Whatever decision, whatever appointment, this is the president, or this is the imam, or this is all of this kind of organizational aspects are managed and organized and decided by Muslims living here in Fukuoka. However, Muslims in Fukuoka, like other Muslims in Japan, tried to have some connection with different embassies. Of course, Emirates Embassy, because of this connection I already explained to you, could be closer to Fukuoka Masjid. However, the embassy let the Muslim communities in Fukuoka to decide their own management staff. So why do some brothers claim that the masjid belongs to Emirates or Emirates, even though they don't say, but they somehow project this Emirates things when Muslims are coming in Fukuoka? The answer is maybe some of you know, you don't know, but some of us we knew that they try to project this information, not only this information, but other information, in order to send a message to any Muslim who may come here to not think deeply about managing the Fukuoka Masjid, as the masjid belongs to Emirates, but actually that's not true. We here have the responsibility equally to manage the system, to organize Muslim community, using properly An-Nur Islamic Center. And then one point connected to the same question and answer is there was a brother from Emirates, was a student like all of us here, was a student of Fukuoka University, and the brother somehow, because he's from Emirates, could somehow make some deeper connection between the embassy and here. Unfortunately, the brother did not get, good people who may somehow use the embassy in favor of the future of Islam, but the brothers, try to manipulate this brother in order to use him as a kind of proof that the masjid, does not belong to the community, but belongs to Emirates. It's very difficult to understand. It's because it's so strategic and difficult to understand. So the brother was a student here and was making somehow connection between community here in Fukuoka and embassy. And some brothers, probably they have their own future plan. Some of them, they wanted to stay here. One of them wants to be imam, another want to be a president. And so they found that in order to block the system, that the masjid will be managed only by the same people, they should find out some reasons so that Muslim will never claim or will never tell them why should we do this or why should we do that. So they use this brother, as a tool to show that, for example, the masjid belongs to Emirates, so that they can still be the same decision makers or committee members forever. So that if, for example, you started to look at other organizations in Japan or in Fukuoka, that we need to change the committee each year or after 2 years, they can easily tell you, no, this masjid is unique. Don't look at Fukuoka masjid as you look at other masjid. These brothers, they were successful, convince this guy, and finally the system appear as confused as it is now. And some people, they may think like the masjid belongs to Dubai, and actually these brothers who hold An-Nur Islamic Centers right now, did not try to follow up the system of An-Nur Islamic Center as the brothers who initiated the project from 1989 to 2009, tried to do. That this masjid belongs to all of us equally, and we should look at how we can develop institutions like other organizations. So therefore, this kind of idea that An-Nur Islamic Center belongs to Dubai is one of the corruptions used, or one of the wrong strategies used to take the masjid out of its natural context. When I say natural context, to be in the center, vis-a-vis all Muslims, and all Muslims, we look at the masjid as something belongs to us. As a masjid, we should do our best to develop it equally, to look for better human resources, and of course to not allow anything that can make masjid looks bad as it is right now. Unfortunately, as some of you may know, you may assisted in Ramadan, this kind of fear and stuff, all of these things are happening because of the corruption has been done by some brothers. Some of them are here. This kind of corruption is to take the masjid and put it in a corner and make it as masjid belongs to some people who own the leadership, but other Muslims do not have the right to participate equally as they do. So now it seems like it's very clear. You understand that the masjid belongs to the Muslim community, but we could have some discussion to get some support or not. But actually, in reality, the number of Muslims in Fukuoka is now 1,000. We could, we could manage all expenses regarding our masjid. We could pay our expenses, and we could do many things if, the masjid, is clearly approached as masjid to all Muslims equally, as the initiator of the project wished. But unfortunately, because of the system is unclear, and some brothers are still, projecting idea that they are priority to masjid, and we know their background, that actually they have nothing to do with the project, as people who have something above others, but they just use their own techniques. And finally, right now many Muslims cannot participate as they supposed to participate. That's why you should help the idea of asking these brothers, mainly the president and the imam of the masjid and the staff of cleaning the masjid, to resign, so that our Japanese brothers could take over the masjid, and we will sit together and try to have a very clear constitution. We will decide, as many organizations are doing. Somehow 1 to 2 years is enough to have committee members. By having this kind of rotation, we'll be able to include the better human resources who are coming to Fukuoka Masjid, and we will be able to develop and build our Muslim community in a way that the one who sponsored the building, and before that who did lots of efforts to buy the land, all of them will get more reward as far as we will be able to develop this project. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته.